I thought about it one day. I was like, yo, I kind of like this girl. Like, yo, what doesn't she have that I want? And I want more in a woman. You know what I mean? Like,
damn, what doesn't she
have? The people are saying, what do you bring to the table? Kofi is like, what do you not bring?
What do you not?
But yes, we have our guest, Kofi Colcraft. He's a brother, friend, son, and most importantly, he's a husband. Yes, and he's here joining us. What were your views on marriage growing up?
I come from an African household.
Exactly.
You know, I come from an African household. You know, primarily Ghanaian parents. So my view on marriage was something that most of us African kids see.
Yeah.
No, I know divorce. Most of us know divorce and that.
Yeah.
You gotta stick through all the pain, stick through all the struggles, you know, and it's something that you look forward to growing up as like a young boy. Right. You see, you're like, hey, that's what I want to be when I grow up. You see your dad, you see your mom, and you want to emulate that in your future. That's what you want. So it's something I've always wanted, and like I didn't think it was gonna happen this early, you know, this young, but. Sometimes when you find, you know, that apple on the tree, you have to
you have to pick it.
Yeah.
Kofi was like, let me have my bachelor phase. You know, African men, you know that bachelor phase. We have a specific phase called the bachelor phase. It's not like any other race. The bachelor phase is the bachelor phase.
Give us the definition. Give us the definition.
It's just when you're, you know, when you have multiple girlfriend.
You have multiple apples.
Multiple apples, but you're not picking any of them.
Are they apples?
You just pluck them.
They're pears. They're pears.
You drop them on the ground. You don't know if they're pears or whatever. But you just go through them as, like cycle. Hopefully you don't get witchcraft, you know, or you know, juju on you or something like that.
Black magic.
Black magic, exactly. You don't choose one that is mad. But that's the bachelor phase. That's why Yoruba demon, you know what I mean? All those kind of, you know, nicknames that we have for Nigerian men.
Has nothing to do with black magic.
No, black magic. What I'm trying to say is that the bachelor phase is basically an entity of Yoruba demon, you know, typical Nigerian men phase. I mean, all black girls go through Nigerian men phase, so it's quite understandable.
I'm sorry, I didn't go through that phase.
But yours is upcoming.
It's not. No, the next man I date will be my husband in Jesus' name.
Amen. Okay, so Kofi, what do you think about the bachelor phase? Did you go through a bachelor phase? Did you like that Peter is tried to, aka a whole phase? Did you go through a whole phase?
Were you a hoe?
Yeah.
You already know me. I'm a wholesome man. You know.
In quotes.
Yeah. I always had like a target. I didn't. I don't know which one of the people they date a lot. Some people they like, you know, take women to bed a lot. But me, I never did any of that. You know, me, I'm an observer. I like to look.
I observe too. So we're
wait,
quite
Kofi,
similar.
real quick. When's your birthday?
June 7th.
June 7th. Oh, you're a Cancer. You're a Cancer.
Gemini.
June. Oh, my bad. Yeah, no, it's okay. I fucked up.
You need to go back to astrology school, fam. You can't be getting this wrong. Come on.
It's okay.
Apparently,
okay, Gemini.
Geminis,
my dad's a Gemini. You're good.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. Do you believe in all that stuff?
Me, you know, some of the things it makes sense. Like I look and I'm like, okay, some of the things make sense. Yeah. But the whole two-faced thing, me, I'm a straight guy. I like to
straight
shooter. Straight shooter.
When did you now be like, okay, you know what? I think I'm ready to find a girlfriend. Was that like
no? First of all, how did you even meet the babe? In fact, that we're talking about. Like when you first saw her, were you like, damn? That's the girl I want to marry right there.
Or did you
love
start
at first
thinking?
sight?
Or did you start thinking about settling down before meeting her? Like which one came first?
Yeah.
Like I definitely wasn't thinking about settling down. I never brought in even a girl to my parents or anything like that. I never had a girlfriend. When I look back at how my relationship started, it was crazy. It was like a very natural thing. I think it was sophomore year. We started talking over the summer. We were like just talking, like as friends. And I remember I was working at the gym one day. She went to Costa Rica and she came back and she's like, "Oh, I'm back. I'm back from Costa Rica. If you want to say hi." I was like, "All right, cool." And I remember one of my guys, he was sitting there working with me. And then the way like we hugged, he's like, "Yo, Kofi."
Looking sketchy.
So what's going on?
What was that?
It's like, it seemed like you have a little bit more affection for this woman than like
all your other friends.
All my other friends. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, bro, nothing. You know, to myself,
you have to do the denial. You have to deny it now. You can't just admit it right there.
Yeah. But in my head, I was looking at it. I was like, yo, because me, I never caught feelings. I never did anything like that. You know.
Yeah.
There's plenty of women who
Catch
are pretty
flights,
and
not
stuff like
feelings.
that. Yeah, exactly. There are plenty of women who are pretty and stuff like that, but I never started like thinking like, oh, yo, is this woman meeting my criteria or like?
Yeah.
But it just happened so naturally. Like we started doing study dates and stuff like that.
Shout out to study dates.
Was it a planned study date, or was it just a study time that just became? Now you look at it in hindsight, you're like, oh, that's a study date. Or was it like, okay, let's go on a study date?
No, it was never like planned. It was just like since we were in the same major, same classes and stuff like that. It just became natural, and then it started developing even more. Like, oh, you want to meet up here? Yeah. So like for those 3, I was always there. We'd be catching up and meeting at places. It started developing. Like, to be honest, one time we just started holding hands. I was like, yo. And like we didn't even care who was watching and stuff like that. We were just like, yo. I'm like,
that's so cute.
It's very, very natural. Like I didn't push anything or anything like that. I didn't pressure anything. It's like it was a very natural start, and then
it was mutual too.
It was mutual.
That's so wholesome.
That's the best type.
Oh, so you say that in the back of your mind, you weren't like, nah, man, I'm trying to back this girl. You know, you are just like, nah, I'm just keeping it friendly, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah, and then it's all about consistency, and like in the end, like when you're looking at someone and you start seeing that they're checking a lot more of your boxes. Like me, I didn't even know like the boxes I wanted, but I thought about it one day. I was like, yo, I kind of like this girl. Like, yo, what doesn't she have that I want more in a woman? You know what I mean? Like,
damn, what doesn't she?
Normally, people are saying, "What do you bring to the table?" Kofi is like, "What do you not bring?"
What do you not?
And stuff and like no one's perfect, but at the end of the day, to me, I was talking to my brother the other day. He's like, "Yo, Kofi, I think I found my type finally." It's funny because she was in the car too, and we were talking. I'm like, yeah, a type. I don't know. I mean, because he asked me what was the type that I had. I'm like, yeah. To be honest, I don't think I had a type. Like, to me, it's all about what you have in your heart. Because to me, when you start putting too many boxes and too many checkpoints for people to cross, then you're not looking for it. You never find your person because
you're looking for a perfect match, which is impossible.
If I look back on that, I didn't have any checklists and stuff like that. Yeah. Like I saw her like freshman year, and I'm like, oh, she's beautiful. She's a very, very like caring. Like if I tell you, like caring, determined.
She's very caring, to be honest.
Like focused and like.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think smartness is an attractive trait?
Oh, of course.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Like, I just want him to say it because smartness. I'm attracted to smart women.
Yeah. It's like sexual.
Yeah, it's like
sapiosexual means you're attracted to mentality, like brains.
Okay, well, if that's what it means, I don't trust you. But okay.
It's GRE English, fam.
GRE,
right?
But like, if you look at it, like smartness is very important. You see someone who's focused, driven, never willing to stop at nothing in life to get to the next level. Like that's something you want. Also, independence. That's very important. That's actually one thing. Going into a relationship, she was too independent. I mean, she would never let me do anything for her because she was like that independent. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, that's the point where I'm like, okay, I need her to trust me to take care of her. You know what I mean?
Oh, so the independence was an issue?
No, it wasn't an issue, but it was something like a hurdle. Because and that's what I thought. Like, it was also another attractive thing because you're like, wow, someone's really independent. Like, if I'm not in the picture, then she can take care of herself.
Energy.
You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
But you want to feel needed, just like she wants to feel needed.
Of
you
course.
know what I mean? So you wanted a little bit of dependency from each other to coexist.
That's the like to be able to I trust you to take care of me, and then her also telling me, I trust you to take care of me. You know, that's how you get into a marriage. It's like trusting each other to take care of each other. That's it.
So what were the things, right, that you kind of, because you say you didn't really have a list per se, but you had a talk with yourself and you were just like, okay, you know what, she's actually checking my boxes, right? What were those things? You kind of alluded to it a little bit when you were talking about independence, smarts, all that, right? But what are the things that you saw that made her like, okay, you know what, I think I'm actually ready to be a boyfriend to this girl.
And introduce her to like my parents, take this seriously, take this to the next level. Actually, all those kind of details.
The point that you guys started dating, were you ready to introduce her to your parents at that point? Or did it take a while to get to that point?
It didn't take a long time, but coming from an African household and stuff like that.
That's what I was asking.
you really don't know how to approach the situation. Like you're like, you look at it, you're like, hey, like me, like not bringing anyone home before or anything like that. I'm like, how do I even approach it? You know, I was like, being on top of that, I'm also in an interracial relationship. It's not even just.
We're gonna get to that, fam.
That's even like a whole nother like segment of the whole discussion. But I was like, to me, in the beginning, I was ready. But I was like, how do I do it? Especially being the first one in my squad or crew or whatever it was to do it. If maybe my brother or like someone else had done it before, I'm like, oh, okay, someone has done it. But if when you're the first one, you're like, hey,
the pioneer, fam.
Pioneer.
The pioneer. So how did you get to the point where you were like, okay, you know what, this girl is actually worthy to introduce her to my parents? Because to me, that's a big deal. I might be talking to, like, I literally was talking to my dad the other day. This was probably like 2018 or so. So I said the other day, but 2018, right? And what he was telling me was that because we were arguing about like the whole dating and how we do it nowadays, he didn't really believe in dating, but that honestly, that's a whole different conversation, right? Just because his interpretation of dating is not the way we interpret it in this day and age. So I finally convinced him about the whole relationship thing, right? He was like, okay, you know what, it's fine. I see some value in that, right? Cool. But what he told me was that like, I don't want to meet any girl that is not going to be your wife. That's literally what he told me. So obviously that's a big deal because for him, he doesn't want to now get to know someone and then boom,
get emotionally attached.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And then boom, that one is going, and then like he rinse and repeat again. So to me, before I introduce any girl to my parents, I have to be known that, okay, like this girl is probably going to be my wife, you know, like, at that point. So I don't know if it's the same for you, and if not, then how did that thought process go for you?
Yeah, so I mean, when I looked at her, I was like, okay, the couple of criteria that were very important to me was like, oh, hey, like, one thing is that she's very big on is she talks to her parents every day. Like,
that's facts. Carol be talking to her parents.
This is husband checks right here. Look at it. It's really so special. Talk to her parents.
Write it down, guys. Write it down. Good relationship with the parents.
To me, I see some people, they're like, yo, I haven't talked to my parents in a month. Specifically, you know, the people of the other races, the other colors. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't talked to my parents in 2 months. I'm like, I hate talking to that person. I'm like, as your mom and dad, how are you gonna be saying stuff like that? Like, and to me, she, literally every day, she would dedicate an hour plus to her parents. You know, and that's like something I saw, and I'm like, wow, like, you know, like someone who respects their parents. That's big for me.
Family oriented.
Family oriented, you know what I mean? And it's like, what else? Just her kindness and kindness. She's always driven and also
always
like,
smiling,
smiling, and especially laughing.
Actually, though, Carol she was always, obviously, the boyfriend, so you know that she's not always happy, right? But to me, from my edge, this girl was always happy. You know? just like always laughing, always hitting you, like teasing
she's bubbly.
you, making
you know what I mean?
Very bubbly.
Like her energy is so
infectious.
Positive. Infectious. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and then that laughter, man. If I when I tell you about when I heard it for the first time, I think we're at some Latino event. My roommate was Latino, so we went. He invited me to one of those events. And I was like, okay. I heard her laugh, and I'm like, whoa, who is that? But I didn't. To be honest, freshman year, if I tell you, like, no cap, I was like, yo, this girl, I think she's like a senior or something, because she was just hanging with seniors, the Latino seniors. So I was like, yo, me, I'm not gonna try and fail.
You're not gonna try that,
try and fail, you know what I mean? But that was like my first encounter with her, and I was like, but that laughter, like when I started to hear it more, like it touched my heart some way. I can't even explain it. You know what I mean? Like it's something that I always tell her. Like if I wake up to that every morning now, so it's like that's something that I give
love one ting.
Oh man, he said it touched my heart in a certain way I can't explain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wake up to that. Honestly, that's a goal, man. Gold.
I love
gold.
that.
That's a vibe.
Gold.
That's a vibe.
Gold, right? But I relate to that, though. Like, there's something about, like, you know how women complain about when men say smile, smile, smile.
Yeah.
And women hate that shit. Obviously, I understand why they hate it. It's annoying when some random guy is coming to tell you to smile. I understand. But at the same time, there's something about seeing a woman happy. I can't explain it. Obviously, I don't have feelings for all the women in the world, but it just kind of makes me, I guess, in a good mood too.
It's your ape brain. It's your ape brain.
Maybe. I don't know what it is. But then if you now turn it to someone that you actually now care about, and you see this person laughing at, bro, like
butterflies.
No matter how bad your mood is, like automatically you're just like, bro, like I'm at peace, man. I like this. I'm happy.
And one thing you always usually is like, God damn, this girl is beautiful, man. In your head,
right?
In your head,
right? Okay, so you looked at her relationship with her parents. Her work ethic, her kindness, her laughter. Got you as well. Was there anything else?
To me, it was just like her she never like look to follow any crowd or anything like that. That's something that was also very important to me because
I don't know how to click like that is 100% shit I love right there. She doesn't follow any cash. She doesn't feel social pressure, basically peer pressure. Oh my gosh, that thing is such a turn off for me.
Turn what?
Turn off.
Oh, okay.
Turn off.
I thought you meant turn on, but yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Turn on, not turn on. Turn off. Like off the light. You feel me? Nepa hasn't come. You feel me? That kind of like completely shut down. That emotion of when you see Nepa turn, when Nepa takes light, that's the emotion I feel when girls follow the crowds. I hate that shit. I hate that shit so much. Because I personally don't do it. You guys know I have my interests. I do what I mean.
Look at your fucking mustache, fam.
Exactly.
You definitely do your own thing.
Oh my god.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah. But that's a big thing to me. So that's a huge plus, man. Because I feel that social, if you're willing to appease the society or your peers, it just comes out negatively. Like if your friends are telling you to do the wrong thing, you go ahead and do it.
You don't really know yourself. You don't really have your own, I guess, values or your own.
Yeah, your indecisive.
Your own identity.
It's just a lot of things that come with that.